Hello and welcome to another brief Minecraft Pocket Edition tutorial. I am your host Clay, and today I will be giving you a few tips on what to do when you find a dungeon. First of all, you're going to need your equipment. Get a few blocks of your choice, a really good pickaxe, a sword, 5 buckets of water, and lots of torches, because the more light you have, the more efficient you can do this. Now I'm doing this in creative because I don't want to deal with all of the zombies, but this is possible to do in survival. I do recommend, if you have a brewing stand, to bring a few potions of invisibility, because the safer you are, the better. Now, in event that you do find a dungeon, you're going to want to block off the passage where the zombies can come and get you. Normally it'll be in a mine shaft, so that'll be pretty easy to do. And then, of course, with this, I would just start a simple staircase so that you can dig upward, which is a bit dangerous, especially if you run into lava, but, you know, these things will happen. And what we're doing by doing this is basically getting on top of the dungeon walls so that the zombies cannot reach you to kill you. Even if the zombies wanted to get you, they couldn't, because you're just too high for them to reach. Hello, zombies. How are you? Y'all are a bunch of idiots. But anyways, what we were doing with this is we would block off the dungeon door so that they can't get out. Once you've done that, you can actually, get in your chests, kill the zombies if you so please, and of course, find both corners of the dungeon. And be careful to make absolute certain it's the corner, or it's not going to work. And it should be pretty easy to do because it stands out since it's cobblestone. The place that's not a corner will be stone and dirt. And you want to find the first corner and the opposite corner over there. Okay, now that I have the opposite corner and these idiots down here, wow, they're kind of dumb. You'd think they'd learn by now that they can't reach me. What do you expect from a zombie? And I'm going to fill this in just so that you don't see it and get tempted to dig down right there. Because we're digging right here at the corner. And as you can see, I already have this dug out under here for tutorial purposes. But what you want to keep in mind, you want to look up and only see dungeon floor. If you look up and see stone like this, you made an oopsie and you want to fill it in. Okay, what we're doing is we're channeling the zombies to one particular place by placing water in all 4 corners of this new room that we built under the dungeon. And we also want to make sure that the zombies aren't going to fall on the water source, or they're just going to be able to sit there and swim, and it's a disaster because that's not what we're trying to do. And then, of course, we are going to want to dig out yet another room by digging 4 blocks underneath the middle of the room and digging out a sizable room underneath that. Of course, I already have it done for tutorial purposes. As you can see, it's quite a sizable room. It's there. And once we have this thing done, where all the zombies are channeled to this particular place, which is 1 block by 1 block, there are several things we can do under there. We can do something like this, where they're channeled to a particular place, and we can kill them manually, or fall to their deaths, and then have a door at the bottom of this so that you can collect their stuff. Or we can do something like this, which is pretty simple. It's just 2 hoppers on top of a chest, and then we have sand so that we can plant some cactuses so that the zombies will fall in between them and get killed. Which this is not an efficient way to do it, because sometimes their materials will touch the cactuses and go bye-bye. But here's a really cool thing that you can do, if you have cheats turned on and you have command blocks, you can do something like this, where they fall down into this specific area, and this command block will test for them. You might want to write down this command. It's /test for space @E, which basically stands for @entities, and then another space, a bracket, type equals zombie, and then a comma, which is very important or the syntax will have an error, and then a space, r equals 3, and that stands for radius of 3 blocks away, and then another bracket. And then of course you'd cover up the floor of this, cover up all the workings being a redstone comparator, testing for those zombies, and then of course this block, which you can teleport the entities to wherever you want them to go. It's basically the same type of command, except it starts with /TP instead of /test for. So, and then of course, the testing block, I have a lever on because it's a lot more efficient than just having it repeating. I found that out. And then of course, what's cool about this is it only tests for zombies. Sometimes, very rarely, it will spawn a zombie villager. Zombie_villager. And then you can teleport them to other places like this, which you could use as a hospital and heal the zombie villagers with a splash potion of weakness and a golden apple. Which, by the way, this is a very dangerous thing to do. You might also want to try that with an invisibility potion so that it can't see you. But hey, these villagers, once they're cured, they're very smart because they've already gotten killed once. They don't want to do it again. So that's a few things you can do once you've channeled them to that specific area. And then, once you've built the workings down here, you'll have to dig out the dungeon floor, which is difficult to say the least, because these guys tend to get in the way. Day. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? This is bad. This is very bad. No. They'll all fall to the depths. Ha! See, we're going to fill this back in so that it's as dark as it can be inside the dungeon. Of course, it doesn't really apply to me since I have so many torches all over the place. You might want to get rid of those before you do this whole entire thing with digging out the floor and the blah blah that proceeds with it. I'm sorry that this is so messy. It's just a tutorial. But yeah, as you can see, they'll spawn, they'll fall down here, and you can bring them to whatever calamity you so please. They can fall to the depths, be killed by cactuses, or just sit around and wait for you to come and chop them. That sounds really bad. I'm sorry for that. But anyways, thank you for watching this tutorial and bearing with me. I hope it was helpful. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.